Let's go to the throne of grace. How you guys doing? Lord, we come before you again, giving you praise and glory for all the things you do for us each and every day. And personally, Lord, thank you for the relationship that you and I have. Continue to lead and guide me and keep me mindful of you. Bless all those who need your help as you always do, and I'll be careful to give you all the praise and glory. Amen. What's going on today? The weather. Do I need music today? Maybe I'll turn a little music on a little later, but right now, just want to get to some issues. First of all, I hope you guys are like me. You thank God for this glorious, wonderful day we had today. It was just so beautiful. The air was fresh. Folks seemed to be in great spirits and good moods. It just makes your spirit feel so good, that there's good still in the world, although a lot of negativity and the devil is trying to run rampant down here. But if you have faith, keep your faith strong in God Almighty. Everything will pan itself out. You guys know that. Okay, so I just wanted to share that. Now, so much to talk about lately. Wow, man, things are going on in my town and in the world. And then there's all types of, covers coming off of folks. All the sheets is coming off of folks that's been hiding things for years. Newsflash. Just the other day, I heard a clip from a gentleman named Jimmy Evans, white guy. And I forgot Zarbo, I think his name is, that played Hercules, the series Hercules on television. They were standing in agreement, and I stand in agreement with these guys. The state of California has passed a law a few months ago that any person, any child that wants to have a sex change, any child that wants to have a sex change in the state of California, if they come there, California has a law which they will take care of them in an emergency fund where they'll take custody of them and also combat legal issues with them against their parents and the legality of the state they're from. And they will support these folks in their decision to have sex changes. Do you believe that's happening in 2023? Shame on you, state of California. Shame on you for passing that ridiculous law. You're defying God. You're defying human nature. So, folks, we got to wake up. And then the hypocrisy is that they're saying everyone has a fair choice. Okay, but what is hypocrisy? Look that word up. Look it up and tell me you're being a hypocrite. What about us, the straight people? Okay, that I had to share with you guys. It's just ridiculous, man. Now, Noonie, that's me. There's a lot of other Noonies out there, I guess, but John Benjamin, aka Noonie Noon, that's me from Paterson, New Jersey. I've been running a non-profit for kids since 1984. Kids ranging from 11 to 15, boys and girls. And what I do is, with the help of volunteers, I don't do it myself, so I can't be pumping myself up like I'm doing all this work. No. But it's been consistent over these years. Volunteers volunteer their services. Sometimes the Board of Rec pitches in. Sometimes I have to get on them now. My point of bringing this to you guys' attention is the fact that the kids, they need somewhere to go. They need something to do in Patterson, and I'm sure that's the same things that's occurring in other towns or cities. Uh, but everyone's crying about their budget, you know. So this program is free for the kids. They have a fun-filled day, fun-filled day of recreation, mentoringship, talking their issues, whatever they want to discuss, and we give them educational tools. We give them refreshments. We give them takeaways to take home in terms of award trophies and shirts, which is jerseys, and they leave with a positive attitude that I hope they carry throughout life. That's my goal. So I mention that to you because also I have a podcast that I'm gonna restart. I've been doing videos. I guess you guys see me on these videos. That's cool, but the podcast is a little better because I can get feedback. I could get feedback from you guys in terms of criticisms, suggestions, advice, in terms of all the issues and topics that's being, broadcast today or revealing itself. So please, go to my YouTube channel if you choose. That's John Benjamin, Let's Chop It Up, hosted by daughter Samia. And you will see the topics that I discussed are real, are very real. Then you'll see people piggybacking on some of the things, but that's cool too. Long as the information is shared information and it's precise, it's accurate, because we don't want to put the false stuff out there, and then we'll be falling in the same category as these people who's trying to hoodwink you or set you up for failure. Music. Let me just throw a little music on here for you guys. Folks tell me, no, you don't put no music on, man. Mess up your, you won't get no monetization. I'm not doing it for that purpose. I don't do music for that purpose. I do it because I like music. So the bottom line is, the main thing that I'm concerned about is sharing knowledge and reasoning together if you disagree with what I'm sharing. You see, that's why I got to restart my podcast, which will be probably the end of May. And it's going to be fired up. I mean, I'm excited. It's going to be something totally different, but to the point. Everything to the point. So, I got a couple of R&B groups for you guys, but before I get into that, let me just say this. Changing of the guards, 2020, which was Biden and Harris. Okay. First of all, Kamala Harris, you haven't kept your words on Schedule 40, which is directed towards Black foundational reparations for the folks here in the States, the United States of America. You promised, part of your slogan was, I'm going to visit Schedule 40 and we're going to do some things about it. You haven't done anything yet. You just came back from Africa and you went over there for investments. The fuck? What? Investments, Vice President? What do you know? What is your role, really? And Biden, the president, please, you make statements like what you made the statement was about. You're not black if you don't vote for me on the Breakfast Club 2020. When you made that statement, then you try to apologize and said some ridiculous apology, which didn't make any sense at all. So, listen, you guys are so-called supposed to be running this country. You're not doing anything in my eyes. All I see is corruption. So, let's get on your job, man. Let's get on your job. Now, before I go into the second part of my little topic here, Kamala Harris, though, you need to really keep your word. All these promises. Biden, keep your word. All these promises. So, folks, I don't like to get excited. That's what I'm trying. R&B groups. Grand Central Station, Larry Graham. You never heard of this guy? Woo, he used to come to Patterson, New Jersey at Hitchcock Stadium and do performances. He also came to the Fabian Theater in Patterson. I was a youngster then. Larry Graham, Grand Central Station, can you handle it? Message in the music. Also, Release Yourself. And One in a Million. And The Jam. I mean, he had a lot of songs. Like all these artists, again, they have a lot of songs, man. So I don't really know. You guys just have to look them up, YouTube them, find these artists I'm giving you, and you pick out the songs you really like. But these songs I'm mentioning is the ones I like. Okay, but they have so many. So Larry Graham. Then you have, besides Larry, Sly and the Family Stones. Sly. But Sly, you left us, man. Somebody took Sly hat one time. This is a real story. He came to Hitchcock Stadium also. We used to have all types of groups coming from everywhere to Patterson, to the skating rink, to the Hitchcock Stadium, to the Fabian. We had spots where that draw the attention of a lot of celebrities, actors, performers. So Sly came. Had about 7 acts that day besides Sly. But Sly was like, who took my hat? Who took my hat? Before he performed, he misplaced his hat and somebody took his hat. So, and before he sung the song that I like, which was, I wanna take you higher, listen, this guy threw the mic down and walked off the stage, man. We was throwing cans, we was throwing apples, oranges, bananas at him, yo. Sly, you left us, bro. God rest your soul, though, if you're still on this side, if you're on the other side. He also had some serious songs, man. Family Affair. But the one that really, like, you would hear everywhere you go was called Hot Fun in the Summertime. Hot Fun in the Summertime. That was almost a classic. I mean, he was one of these guys that when you heard the song, you had to respond. You had to respond to the song. Hot Fun in the Summertime. So we got Larry Graham, and we got Sly and the Family Stone. Then Sly made a couple songs on his own, and Larry Graham also made a couple songs on his own. But these cats were something, man. Excuse me. All right. Now moving right along. I have a question. Did you know that after the Emancipation Proclamation, the United States, and after the United States was formed, before the United States was formed, I should say, the first self-sufficient, independent black towns was thriving. 1738, you had Mosaic, Florida, calculated millions of dollars circulating out through the city. They had a newspaper, black newspaper called Freedom Journal. These things are not in black history books in schools, and they're not being talked about. So please, schools, get on your job. Talk about black history. We're tired of hearing about the same old token words you talk about. I've never heard of this town before. I've heard of Tulsa, Greenwich, Tulsa, North Nashville in Tennessee, Sweet, Auburn in Atlanta. All these people were striving on their own, black folks. And people have the nerve to say we're lazy. We did everything possible to have our own. And then what happened? You come around in sheeps over your head like you're a child, and then you come straight up and you burn and you raid and you rape and you destroy and you bomb and you destroy what we built. When I say we, I mean my ancestors. Terrorized them. So my question is to you white folks, or descendants of the white folks, some of my friends included. When are you gonna stop this oppression on black folks? When does it stop? You know it's true. And also let me add this too. When I say white folks, you come from me. You understand? So stop thinking you're superior or better. If you check your DNA, you all guys got all this stuff now where you can look up where you came from and all that. Check it out and see what type of blood is in your body and where it originated from. And if you're truthful to yourself, you'll understand that you have black in you, but you're not the originator. So let's get real with ourselves, and this is for our youth, man. The kids, they don't want to hear these lies. They're tired of the lies and the bullshit. So, excuse me. This candy's so good. So let's come clean, please. It's that honey flavored joint. That's honey. You see this anywhere? Grab one of these. So good. So, also, did you know? Kids' books. I spoke about this on one of my other videos, right? I had to turn this down a little bit, I'm sorry. Give me a minute. I want you guys to really hear this. Talk about this on one of my other videos about these books, these perverted books being circulated now with the ABCs and not the ABCs. So, also now, to combat this, there are some good books out there where they explain to you the white privilege, the systematic racism for kids. Get those books. Get the books that's going to tell you the truth, not the lies. You know, so if you get the opportunity, what I mean is, you guys know the story, and here's a little quick overview of the story. We was taken from our home, from our land, forced on ships, boats, whipped, beat, worked from sun up to sundown, caught diseases on the boat, being raped, women and men. And if we made it to America alive, if the sharks didn't get us, because they was using black bodies for shark baits too, and the formation of the sharks was following these boats because they know they would get fed from black meat. This is how sinister and diabolical these folks were. Whipped to the bone, and then we get to America and been enslaved. You was separated from your family. You was again sold, working for nothing, hardly being fed. And then the emancipation came out, and you were so-called free. When you were so-called free, you couldn't drink at certain fountains, couldn't sit in certain restaurants, couldn't look at people in their face. You had to hold your head down. All the stuff you guys did. Where is your conscience? You know, when I say you, I don't mean you personally, I mean your ancestors. So, but you know the story, and you have the means to make it right. So let's make this right, man. So, now, black folks, all we're asking for is equal rights. No vengeance, no revenge. I mean, that means they're getting off real light. They're skating. Folks are skating because normally when someone does something to you to that magnitude or any magnitude or level, you respond. Our response is humbleness because of the belief in God, because of the nature that we have. And we don't seek revenge, but we seek equal rights. That's all we asking. And you're still saying no. You're still not doing it. And you're still murdering, slaughtering, and covering it up under this other type of documents that, is so seeable. I mean, that's like reading a comic book. But, so to all of you fake news reporters and all you quote unquote powers that be, your day is coming. Your day is coming. I'm not God. I don't know when, but it's coming. So keep on wallowing in that so-called extravagant life. But eternally, you're going to burn forever. So that's pretty much it, folks. Keep those thoughts in mind, man, because you know it's wrong. You know it's wrong. You know it's wrong.